live, and we are live. It's 2:30 p.m. It's a Wednesday afternoon, and you're watching Innovation Fika with me, Donny, live from Stockholm. Donny Lingonis, KDH Sweden, Stockholm. Innovation Fika, your Wednesday afternoon coffee break, 2:30 p.m. every Wednesday. I go live with this 30-minute coffee break. Fika in Swedish means coffee break. It means sitting down, speaking to people for 30 minutes. And Fika is like a DNA ingrained thing in Swedish culture. And one of the reasons why we are one of the most innovative countries in the world, according to me, is that we actually sit down and talk to each other over a cup of coffee and don't only sit at our desks. So Innovation Fika, giving you a chance to leave your desk and listen to not me, but super interesting people talking about super interesting things. And today, one more thing. As you all know, I post almost daily on LinkedIn, and all of the written content ends up on Medium. So follow me on my Medium page, Donny S. Ligones, and all of these recordings. This is actually episode 81 episodes now of Innovation Fika. They end up on YouTube. So you can go to my YouTube channel, the Innovation Fika YouTube channel, and you'll find all of the episodes from episode 1, which was August 2020, until up to today, when we have, and bringing her in from Green Room and there we go. Welcome in, Tara. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you so much for having me on episode 81. Let's make this memorable. Let's put it.
Yes, exactly. And good morning, by the way. It's morning where you are, right?
Yes. It's 8:30 a.m. On the East Coast of the United States. So that's where I am.
Awesome.
Yep. I just had my coffee and I've got my warm blanket because it is cold outside.
It feels like we're on the same, what's it called? Breadgrad in Swedish, when it comes to the cold spell there and here in Stockholm, Sweden as well. So I always start the show by asking my guests, who are you and what do you do? So Tara, welcome here, but who are you and what do you do?
So I'm Tara. It's nice to meet everybody here. Thank you so much for attending today and for accepting our invitations. So I'm Tara. I'm located in North Carolina in the United States, right on the East Coast. And what I do is I specialize in executive level personal branding on LinkedIn. So executives, entrepreneurs. So most of my clientels are entrepreneurs, but also C-suite level business executives, for corporate. So yeah, and it's been a journey. It's developing my personal brand on LinkedIn and seeing all of the opportunities that came from that for myself, and now helping other clients as well. It's such a rewarding work, being able to really help spotlight people and showcase them as the experts that they are, and really give them more opportunities in life. So
yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
I also know for a fact, since your own personal journey as well. I mean, now that you're kind of learning what you've lived, because you've done it yourself as well, and now you're teaching other people. So, which is kind of an interesting, it's an interesting story as well, that you've done it for yourself and now you're helping other people. So when you're talking about developing your personal brand on LinkedIn, why should we do that? I mean, it's an obvious question, but let's ask ourselves that question. Why should I even bother with having my brand, my personal brand on LinkedIn?
So great question. On LinkedIn right now today, there's over 800 million members globally. So 800 million members, and you're one of those members. Well, you only get 7 seconds, Donnie, at a first impression. So when you meet somebody in real life, you get 7 seconds at a first impression, and that impression's pretty hard formed in somebody's mind when they meet you in person. It's the same online. So I think we forget about that a lot of times. A lot of people get on social media and they think there's a veil and nobody can really see them, but people can tell. And it's a lot more intuitive than I think a lot of folks realize. But you get that 7 seconds at a first impression. And, one of the first things that I explain to clients is, your LinkedIn profile, it's Google, Yahoo, and Bing searchable. So it's like a website. It's your one-page hitter website. And it's a way to either attract opportunities or detract opportunities. So, if you only get 7 seconds at a first impression, it's really important to make sure that profile and your personal brand is established so that when somebody visits your profile, they want to do business with you. They want to connect with you. They want to get to know you on a deeper level. Maybe they want to invest with you. Um, and if you don't have that established, well, it can have the opposite effect and actually deter business.
But what do you say to people that can't really decide on, but yeah, but I want to do a bit of this and I don't want to do this, and maybe they only think I'm this, and maybe they'll think I'm only one trick pony. What do you say to that? If I can't sort of choose, sort of thing.
Yeah, so it's about, when you establish a personal brand, everybody has different goals and objectives, and success looks different for everybody. So figuring out what that person's goals and objectives are, and then, what you want to attract, what are, based on those goals, what are your core values? What do you believe in? I think a lot of times when we think of a personal brand, people just think it's sharing your story. Well, that's part of it, but there's so much more to that. It's how do you share a story with strategy? There's a way to do anything with strategy. And it starts figuring out what your core values are, what you believe in. And when you really get that aligned and figure out what you believe in, what your core values are, what your purpose is, what gives you passion, Donnie, what gets you out of bed in the morning? Why are you excited to be alive? Take that energy, put it out in the universe, and the right people will be attracted to it. And that's how you get those opportunities to come to you. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of hunting. I want attraction. I want that magnetism, right? And that's the power of a personal brand. Figure out what your goals and objectives are. What does success look like to you? If you're an entrepreneur, you want to grow your business. Well, people don't buy from faceless corporations, they buy from people. And I'm not going to do business with somebody that I don't think they have an established personal brand, because honestly, I want to get to know that person. And that's really what it's about. So it's actually really imperative, if you're an entrepreneur, to, really get an established personal brand if you want your business to be, relevant.
And that makes all the sense in the world. It's so interesting, because if you were to say to almost anybody, let's talk about branding and let's talk about a corporate brand, or and then anybody could talk about what's important for corporate branding, more or less. Why would they buy a certain kind of shoe, or why would they go for any kind of brand of whatever? But then when they're doing it for themselves, they don't see themselves as a brand in the same kind of way. But just as you said, the window of, especially LinkedIn, which is a more business oriented, social network. I think that you're completely right when it comes to, you need to be clear on pick one thing and be clear on that, and I know that you always talk about strategy as well.
Yeah.
Have a strategy for what you're doing. Why are you doing it? As you said, what are you trying to achieve? And then let that as well guide you to what you're building. I think it sounds so easy when you say it, but it's so hard when.
That's why you work with a pro, right?
I know, that's why we phone Tara when we need help. So, and anyway, we 141 people signed up today. Everybody say hi in the comments, and make sure to connect to Tara as well on LinkedIn, of course. Find her on LinkedIn. I know that for a fact, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I know for a fact that Tara is releasing an online course in the end of November. So that's a early bird teaser for everyone online here as well. That keep your eyes open, follow Tara and will it be a personal branding course for LinkedIn, or it's going to be that? Or
yeah, so it's a course, and it's geared toward developing and establishing your personal brand on LinkedIn. But I think it's really important to focus on LinkedIn again, because this is where you come to establish your business, to make money. Everybody on LinkedIn is here. They're here for a reason. And, most of the time it's to sell or to market something, right? So any business involves sales. So it's important to get your personal brand established with LinkedIn in mind first. And then you can repurpose that content on other social media platforms, but do it with LinkedIn in mind first, because then you're going to have that cohesion across your brand messaging. And, that's when there's congruency, right?
Yeah.
So do it with LinkedIn in mind first. And what I'm going to be teaching in this program is content strategy, how to find your target customer, how to search for very effectively on LinkedIn. So things that we tend to take for granted, right? Where do you rank in LinkedIn compared to your industry and the rest of your profile? I'm going to show people how to do that. It's very important. Go ahead.
No, yeah, because that was actually one of the questions I had, because just making it look nice, as in a visually appealing profile, is you can do so much more. I mean, there is actually SEO work to be done on your profile as well, isn't it? With like keywords and stuff.
Yep, keywords, SEO, optimization. So making sure every area of your profile is touched, filled out appropriately. So, I can't tell you how many profiles that I've come in contact with that don't have entire sections filled out. Or it's filled out incorrectly. It's very much like copy paste resume. Well, LinkedIn profiles are not quite a resume. They're a little different. So you want to have SEO, you want to have keywords. And again, your LinkedIn profile is Google, Yahoo, Bing searchable. So, and the more content you create on LinkedIn, the more you're appearing on these sites, right? So, for example, the newsletter, and this is something I teach as well in the course. Did you know the newsletter is also, it can appear on Google, Yahoo, and Bing searches? So any LinkedIn publication. So not just your profile, but also if you're a creator on LinkedIn, it makes you appear much more higher, right? So treat it as a website, treat it as your business website. This is your brand.
Yeah.
And everybody has a brand, everybody has a personal brand. But the question is, who's telling the story? Is it going to be you, or is it other people's interpretations of you?
Yeah.
You want to be the one that owns that story, guys. This is really important. It can't be more important, because you only have that 7 seconds at a first impression. During those 7 seconds, again, people decide whether they want to connect with you or do business with you. And you could lose opportunities just because your profile is not up to par where it needs to be.
Yeah.
But also, continuing with that, there's a content strategy that goes with it. What is the messaging,
That's Ali here asking. So this insightful. Where can I find your course? Thank you, Ali. I can say, I don't know, but I can say that follow Tara on LinkedIn, and I can promise you that you'll be seeing it soon enough. It'll guessing.
Launch. So November 25th is the launch date. So it's almost developed. But it's also about, again, developing that personal brand, and then how to expand outside of LinkedIn, right? So I'm going to teach you all of those methodologies. So this year, for example, I'm going to teach people in one of the courses how I went from a comment on someone else's post to a NASDAQ speaking opportunity to a business partnership, all based on a comment. How did I do that? So there's a strategy, there's a methodology behind it. Now, keep in mind, Donnie, you know this, 1% of people post, 99% don't, 4% comment. So 95% of people that are on this platform are onlookers or inactive. You just posting or you just commenting automatically puts you in that, 1 or 4% club.
Yeah.
So it's a differentiating factor between you and everything you want in life just by being active. And trust me, it can happen in a matter of months.
Well, you and the rest of I'm saying the gang, because we're kind of a gang of people now that meet regularly on LinkedIn with the Founder Sunday crew. With I see Sami is online here as well today. It's fascinating to see exactly what you're saying, and it's another thing which we keep hearing this again and again and again and again. Don't sell, network, build your your friendships and your community, and the rest will come. And then that's how sort of you build the. And I've seen this firsthand on LinkedIn, specifically on LinkedIn, how effective it is actually. So I mean, I know that's also something you also talk about when it comes to building network and also community, right?
Yes, that's the first step. And it's really a foundational quality for any business. So again, treat yourself like a business. The first thing you do when you have a business, is it to automatically just pop a product and just expect somebody to buy it? Or is it to establish a foundation of a network, a community, right? So it takes time, but it's a well-valued investment. So, going back to your social selling, which is something I'm extremely passionate about. Again, most people are here to sell or market something. There's a way to do it and a way not to do it. And I'm telling everyone right now that's listening, please, if you walk away with one thing, walk away with this. Do not connect with somebody and immediately send them a sales pitch. Okay? Because that's how I know that's how you get deleted, blocked. And there's only so many of those blocking. And LinkedIn could flag you to be like a spammer or somebody that is, not a good really fit for the platform. You don't want that, guys, because again, that could ruin your chances of success ultimately over time. What you want to do is network and add value. Add value, a tremendous amount of value. And I think people are afraid to add value. Am I going to give away too much information? But no, it's there. You're going to add value that's going to help people. And that's what creates those attraction mechanism opportunities for you, is that value creation. That's part of your strategy.
Yeah.
I think so many people forget that and have lost sight of it.
But it's like, I work with startups. I mean, that's what I do. I help startups, and from idea to wherever they're going. And there's this saying in the business when you're working with venture capital, it's like, you ask for money and you get advice. Ask for advice and you get money. How do you actually pose the question, and how do you approach people? You don't go in and say, give me money, because then they'll probably ask you why. What do you want money for? Why should I give you money? Why should I give you money? But if you go in there and say, I need your help, could you please advise me of how to do something? Then then you'll get the interest, and then you'll get something, to get the discussion going. That might lead to you in the end getting some money as well. But it's about the dynamics as well, and how you treat a relationship. And as you said, I don't know how many people, and now people, not saying people, but I don't know how many messages I get where the first one is, hey, I'd love to be in your network. Okay, cool. And I accept. And then the second message is, buy this one. I was like, whoa. Too soon, take it easy.
Yeah. So, you wouldn't ask a girl to get married on the first date, would you? Right? Maybe it's tempting, but don't do it. No matter who the girl is, even if she's a supermodel, right? You may be really tempted. Don't do it. She'll get freaked out, and she's going to run the opposite direction. And then it's going to be that that's going to be like your ultimate, like, okay, she's never.
I know. But that's a really good analogy as well. I mean, you get to know each other. You go to a few dates, and then, as it gets, exactly.
Yep.
We get it. Now let's see. Thank you everyone for commenting. I'm not a seller. I love startups. Yes, perfect. Thank you, Prabal. Informative. Thank you very much. Moving on. This, as we said, this is the world's fastest half an hour that we're doing here. The coffee break. Only a teaser to meet cool people. You were talking about as well. Creating your own content. You were talking about that, and I know for a fact we'll be coming back to that, but I know that also we've had this before when it comes to create authentic content, your own content.
Yes. There's nothing worse than like resharing some old tattered thing that everybody's seen 100 times. Create something that, and Donnie, that's what I love about you. You wake out of, I just imagine you jumping out of bed every morning. Maybe you don't. But in my mind, I think of Donnie jumps out of bed every morning. He's so excited, right? Just to live. So creating content, and that's when I'm my most creative, is in the morning. I feel inspired by something, right? So create content that's meaningful to you and that's original to you. But it's based on your unique life experience. And there's only one of you, there's only one of me, there's only one person like me or you that's existed in this entire history of the earth. So you have a unique story and a unique purpose on this earth that nobody else has. That's your superpower. Use it. And content strategy is that's part of it. It's developing and really showcasing those personal stories, those histories, those experiences that you've had that have in some way impacted you and shaped you into the person you are today. Without those histories and without those experiences, you would not be the same Donnie. So, that's your superpower. Take those lessons that you've learned in life because they're going to inspire somebody else to live a better life as well. That, what may seem trivial to you or very self explanatory may actually help somebody develop a new perspective that changes the rest of the trajectory of their life. I mean, it really can be that impactful and meaningful. So, one of the things I encourage people is to, get rid of your limiting beliefs and self doubt. And with personal branding, what I've found is it really starts with mindset, just kind of like entrepreneurship would. Um, you have to have a really strong foundation of a mindset, getting rid of your limiting beliefs and self doubt, and embracing who you are, where you came from, so that you can inspire others to live more purposeful lives as well. It's really important. And, with corporate executives and with entrepreneurs, it's not just about them, they're leading teams. And they have to be able to attract employees. They have to be able to attract partners. They have to be able to attract investment opportunities and clients and all of these things. The only way they're going to do that is by putting themselves out there. Nobody is going to know you exist unless you tell them. Put yourself out there, get out of the closet, showcase who you are so that you can get these opportunities to come to you. It's really, really important for business owners, especially entrepreneurs. I've seen a lot of businesses fail just because they can't or won't share what is meaningful to them. And again, people buy from people.
So many good things in that short time there. Thank you. So many important things as well. But I think the personal touch is so important because, as you say, people buy from people, and we relate to people. And I will trust you because I trust you, and because I like you. And it's very hard to make something work and just say, well, it's good business. I can't stand them, but it's good business. And that's not a long, I mean, it doesn't, for me, that does not work in the long run.
Yeah.
I've tried it, I've failed with it, and I'd much rather work with people that I trust and that I like as well. It's all about relationships. I'm looking at the time here. As I said, world's fastest half an hour. We need to go to Tara's top 3 tips because we're ending off. All of our guests always share their top 3 tips with us, and we're talking about personal branding on LinkedIn today with our expert, Tara LaFon Gooch.
And again, it could be a perfume name.
It will be a perfume. It will be a perfume in a store close to you. In like 5 or 6 years, there will be a perfume as well. Don't worry about that.
I love it.
I'm sure there will be.
And that's the power of so optimizing your profile, guys. Again, make sure every section of that profile is touched. Don't leave any blank sections. I saw a profile just the other week ago. Their about section literally was 2 words, said detail oriented. That's not detail oriented to me. So again, I'm a company owner. You can't make this up. I'm a company owner. If somebody handed me a 2-word resume, I'm going to throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Your LinkedIn profile, treat it like a resume, treat it like your website, treat it like your business.
And I think what you said before as well is that, I mean, try searching yourself on Google. I mean, you will come up. Your LinkedIn profile will probably come up in the search results there. So make sure that you want it to say what you want it to say. So definitely, yeah. Tip number 2, build network and community.
Yes, build that network and community. It's not about, getting a huge amount of, connect with people, connect with everybody. Sure, why not? But make sure those are meaningful connections too. Like encourage your connections to follow your content, encourage and comment on other people. It's not enough for you to just post blindly. If you don't build a community that is reciprocal, they're not going to comment on your posts. And ultimately, nobody's going to see your post because it's not gaining reach. So you gain reach through likes and comments, and that's what drives analytics. So you have to build that community. That's why I said it's a foundation for everything else. Building a community that likes, trusts, wants to buy from you, and supports you ultimately. That's what it's all about, folks. But you
Indeed.
have to engage with other people, just like what we're doing today. And by the way, this talk is acting as a third-party validation for both of our businesses. So it's a reciprocation and it's a third-party validation, and it's, staying on top of mind awareness with your community as well. Make sure you're doing that because otherwise people forget.
And I'll just add to that as well, because you were talking about the whole sort of comment thing and the fascinating story of how one comment led to you speaking at a NASDAQ event.
Yes.
All you need to do is to seriously be interested in what somebody else is writing and post and answer and comment in a conscious, serious way and get a conversation started, and then you're off, and that's it. But go out there and be interested and read what people are posting and actually interact with people. I mean, that's how you build it. Tip number 3: create authentic, strategic content. 2 very good words there.
Yes. So again, you are so unique. Everybody has a unique purpose. Everybody is here for a reason. Utilize your history, utilize your unique purpose. Why are you here? What are you passionate about? What lights a fire under you like nothing else? I want to hear about that. I don't see content like that enough. I don't see content enough that gives me goosebumps. That's what I want to see. That's what everybody wants. And the only way to do it is by sharing really authentic content that's original, but have a strategy, right? There's a strategy, there's a methodology there. And again, it's not just about throwing it at the wall and hoping it sticks. You want to have intent. And I think that's the big word of today. If I could have one word, would be intent. Be intentional. Be intentional with your network. Be intentional with building your community. Be intentional with your profile. Be intentional with your content strategy. Be intentional.
And what a word to end with. 1458, ending up this fantastic Innovation Fika. Innovation Coffee Break with Tara LaFon Gooch. And as we said, jokingly, we had a comment here that could be a perfume name. And
Yes.
it could be. And no, but Tara, thank you so very, very much. And the whole last ending part with, intent.
Yes.
Make it intentional. Have a strategy. What are you trying to achieve? Why are you trying to do it? It's, again, it sounds so obvious when we say it, but it seems to be hard. We seem to forget about how to do it once we get started, both with ourselves and with our company. So intent, strategy, authenticity, and build relationships.
Yes.
So thank you so much for being on the show today. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you online on LinkedIn. And everyone out there, thank you all for joining today. Thank you for all the comments. And follow Tara on LinkedIn. Big things are happening. Follow me on LinkedIn and check my content out on Medium as well. And hey, next Wednesday afternoon, 2:30 p.m. Innovation Fika. But that's next Wednesday. Now we're saying thank you to Tara. Goodbye, everyone. Take care. Have a great day.